Good morning, everyone. This is the Thursday edition of the Morning Buzz, and I just want to give a special thank you to the Ghost of Kenny for that wonderful introduction, movie-like, cinematic-like. But today, I am your host, bringing it back to the original spring edition of the Thursday Buzz. I'm Top 5, Isaiah. That has been my nickname, awarded to me by the one and only Josh. May we have a moment of not real silence, but in our hearts silence for Josh, who is no longer here at the station. But anyways, I am joined by soon to be nicknamed Cameron Martin, rocking a new haircut, no more hair on his head. And for the newscast, we have the OG of the summer edition. Ali Leach joins us as well. How is everyone doing today?
Doing good.
Right now, just rocking the little baldy, a little tired, but you know what? Yo, it's Thursday. I'm ready to get started. Let's get it. Let's
go. You know what? Ali, take it away with the newscast. Tell us what's going on.
All right, so let's get started. In international news, England and Scotland and their coronavirus quarantine for vaccinated U.S. travelers. NPR reports that starting next week, fully vaccinated travelers from the US and also many parts of Europe will be able to enter England and Scotland without facing a quarantine. This rule will go into effect at 4 a.m. UK time next Monday. Wales and Northern Ireland, however, have not yet announced what they plan to do with their travel restrictions. In national news, an 8.2 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Alaska prompts a tsunami warning. About 75 miles southeast of Chignik, Alaska, an earthquake was detected. The New York Times reports that the warning was in effect for South Alaska and the Alaska Peninsula, as well as the Aleutian Islands. And a tsunami watch was also briefly issued for Hawaii and then canceled a little over an hour later. And in local news, a Red Cross blood drive is coming up in the area. The nation's blood supply shortage has reached a critical point, and the Red Cross and other organizations are urging people to donate soon, especially with a large demand for type O donations. Patch.com reports that on August 12th from 1:30 to 6:30 p.m. at Central Presbyterian Church on Park Street in Montclair, New Jersey, we'll be hosting the blood drive. And now time for a weather update. In Montclair, it is currently 71 degrees with a high of 76 and a low of 68. It is mostly cloudy right now, and at around 3 p.m., there's a 70% chance of rain, and that will last throughout the night into the next morning, so don't forget your umbrellas. And the AQI for today is 70, which is moderate, and a small health concern for people who are unusually sensitive to pollen. So yeah, that's your weather and news update for today.
Thank you, Ali. As always, really enjoyable. Learned so much. And that the Alaskan story with the earthquake is very. Have you guys ever been in an earthquake or no?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Isn't it like a very trippy experience?
It's like whoa, what just happened? Like, I mean, the only time I've been in an earthquake, I was actually on a trampoline, ironically.
That's funny.
And it was like, whoa. But
it's like such a weird experience because it's like you feel like I don't know how to. It's like
it's hard to describe.
It's very.
It just felt like the ground was vibrating.
Yeah. And it's like you can't even, because I was woken up by it. I was in Puerto Rico at the time. It was like 4 a.m. and it was like a pretty big earthquake. And like that is one way to like freak someone out to wake up is just, have an earthquake going on.
Yeah.
And then to hear like everyone screaming, I was like, bro, this is a trippy experience that I never want to experience again. Little did I know I would experience like 4 more earthquakes on that one trip. Anyways,
I think with that earthquake, it broke at like 2 o'clock this morning. So it's like it was kind of early too. So it's like wow. Or late. That really depends on who you are. But also, that blood drive, looking forward to it. I might have to donate some blood.
Well, look at you. It's the hair. It's the haircut, It's a new you donating blood now. But you know what, Cam? We're going to have you talk even more to us. Tell us what's going on in the sports world.
In the world of sports, well, the Yankees were in Tampa Bay yesterday to play the Rays yesterday. Well, obviously. After being a late scratch, outfielder Aaron Judge came into the game and casually hit a go-ahead 2-run single in extras to give the Yankees a 3-1 victory. Oh, speaking of the Yankees and outfielders, they traded for lefty bat Joey Gallo in exchange for some prospects. The other team in New York, called the Mets, my favorite team, honestly, hosted the Braves yesterday. Brandon Dudry pinch hit home run gave the Mets a lead going into the 8th inning, and Michael Conforto showed off the arm strength in right field to get the out at home and preserve the Mets a 2-1 victory. out in the Twin Cities, we were treated to an early glimpse of the NFL season. The Tigers held a 10-0 lead, but the Twins came firing back to cut it within 4. The Tigers went up 7, and the Twins brought it within 1. Until finally, in the 9th inning, the Tigers scored 4 runs. A Jorge Polanco homer brought it within 3, but it was all the Twins could manage. The Tigers win it 17-14. And the Olympics are going hot right now. A lot of things going on. Simone Biles, the whole Simone Biles saga. No, I salute to Simone Biles. She's really one of the greatest athletes of all time. All my love out to her. She's just that awesome. She's a beast. You know, mental health is the most important aspect, and for her to take a stand, what she's doing, nothing but respect. Simone, if you're listening out there, keep being great.
Thank you, Simone. What a great sports report. As you know what, you guys, I really enjoy your guys' sportscasts and newscasts. Great entertainment, informational. But before we move on to the first story of the day, I will have a sneak preview. On Sunday at 9 a.m., there might be some more Simone Biles conversations on a little show that airs on this radio station. And that's all I'll say. Yeah, I heard it has a great host as well. Very cute in a blue shirt. Anyways, we're going to move on to a more interesting subject at matter here. So a Black Lives Matter mural with a raised fist in New Jersey underpass was repainted after a town official objected to it. So a group of young people who painted a Black Lives Matter mural on a Garden State Parkway underpass in Passaic County last week were told to repaint their artwork after a town official felt it was inappropriate. The artists, led by a recent high school graduate from Clifton, had obtained permission from city officials to paint the mural, complete with the Black Lives Matter fist in the air, before they went to work on it last week under the bridge at Alwood Road. But when one of the fists was painted on the structure, city manager Dominic Villano had some reservations. When we start making political statements, we're opening up a can of worms, Villano told NJ Advance Media on Tuesday. This is a public property and we'll have to tread lightly. Villano said he objected mostly to the raised fist, which he felt divided members of the public. City workers painted over the fist with a rectangular shaped white box. Instead of a fist, I thought it was better to see something that promotes peace, happiness, or love, Villano said. Instead of removing the artwork completely, the group of high school students and recent graduates just had a new design where it's a bunch of children holding hands. And in a quote, one of the people in the group had said, "I'm disappointed in our leaders and the people who decided to cater to a small group of people who opposed the original design." And that is what's going on in our New Jersey news. What are your guys' thoughts?
Personally, I think that it's foolish on the way of the leaders' part. To say that it's a political statement, you know, this is what I say is my personal opinion. It does not reflect what the station. But what I'm saying is this: I feel as though that I've always felt this way. Black Lives Matter has never been a political statement, but it's just been politicized because people really don't believe in a justice in a matter like that. And it's very as an African American male myself, it's very frustrating to see people put it in such a political light. At the end of the day, it's human rights. Human rights is not political at all. And I applaud these students for making that decision to paint the mural. It's something that it's something that should be done. It's something that should have never been shot down from the beginning. But there are people around, people thinking, oh, it's political, all this, that. It's at the end of the day, we want to be treated the way that everyone else wants to be treated. We don't see it as we think Black lives should be valued more than everybody else's life. No, that's not what Black Lives Matter really means. We want our lives to be treated the same, equally to everybody else out there. It's just very frustrating to see people treat it as a political statement.
Couldn't agree more, Cam. And as I was reading the story yesterday night or last night, I was just like, this is ridiculous. Because first off, in my personal opinion, Black Lives Matter should not be a political stance. And I think I heard it best on, I think, a stand-up special by Michael Che. He was talking about Black Lives Matter, and the whole time he was saying, he's like, we're not saying Black lives are better. We're not saying Black lives are more important. what we're arguing is just, Black lives, they matter, it's, and how people can disagree with that statement. Not like they're better than you. It's just like they're your equal. We're human the same way you're human. And somehow people think that is like some controversial political stance that can divide a country, where it's just Black people matter. I don't get, that's never been controversial. And just this whole act by that whole management community is very weak, I think. And there was probably like 5 very loud people, and they ruined what honestly was very beautiful artwork. If you saw the original picture of the mural, I actually like the original a lot better than the newer one. And none of that looked violent in the mural either. It was just a black fist. There was 2 hands with hearts. It was a black hand and a white hand putting a heart together, holding hands, and then it says use your voice. And now, the new one looks fine, but I felt like the other one is just very unique and very just well designed.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, I think like just the idea that they painted over the painting, and if they didn't like it at first, I feel like they shouldn't have painted it over it themselves. They could have asked the artist to render like another piece of it. I don't know. When I was reading it, I thought that was like kind of like disrespectful how they just went and put like a rectangle on this beautiful piece of artwork that this person created, that has a lovely message behind it. And I don't know. I just thought like, maybe if they didn't like it, they could have asked her to repaint a new design instead of just ruining the artwork she already made. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just like they knew what the design was going to be beforehand too. So I don't know why they felt it was so controversial after they already had approved the design. So yeah, this whole thing is just very disappointing. Do you guys have anything else to add on there?
It's just tough, especially because I see like New Jersey is such a state that we're so accepting. Honestly, we're so diverse in many things. North Jersey, South Jersey, for example, I live in South Jersey, and just seeing the things around. Like we had peaceful marches around my town with with Black Lives Matter, and it was just everybody came united. And for a state like our state to be so divided on something like to see that's as a controversial thing, it's like, are you kidding me? It's just sad to see. But hey, listen, I just really hope that one of these days that people really just sit down and realize that it's not that controversial. I hope people just realize that we all should be united as one. And like the one picture, it said infinite possibilities. That's the way how the world should be. You shouldn't really be living your life in fear. We all should just be united as one. That's what the United States is. Listen, as the Ghost of Kenny says, we all bleed red. We're all human beings. We're not different. We're not any different than the person to the left, person to the right of us. We're all human beings at the end of the day.
Yeah, people just have a little too much hate in their heart, I think, in society. And I'm sure you've experienced it, Cam, and I've experienced some things like that. Allie, I'm sure maybe you've experienced something like that. There's hate everywhere, and there's always room for trash, I feel, in this country, and they're going to be existing, and they're going to have their very just shameful opinions that must be heard by people, and somehow people agree with them. And that's just, that's part of the country we live in. People have the right to have their own opinions, but you also have the right to say your opinion is honestly just a waste of my time and I don't feel like talking to you anymore. And that I used to try to be like, well, maybe we should teach them or something, but some people,
it's hard to teach.
It's hard to teach them if they already have these internal values, and sometimes you just can't change them. And all you can do is maybe not change them, but change the next generation. So hopefully within a few years, Black Lives Matter is not going to be controversial, and it's just, we're just here together,
There's a quote I heard. If people already have a set judgment of what they think of you, why try to change their mind? Why waste your energy? And that was said by an NFL player, Terrell Owens. And I think about it, like that's an everyday thing, because people already have a set judgment of what they think. It's really not. It's a waste of time for you to waste of energy to try to explain to them why not why their opinion is necessarily wrong, but why really their opinion is really incorrect. It's just at that point, you got to just like you said, just move on. You got to teach the next generation of the world.
Yeah, and I think we've said our piece on this story, but I will say we have some craziness going on. We have a brand new segment we're going to be introducing to the Thursday edition of The Buzz, in which we are breaking huge sports news. Cam, do you want to tell us what's going on?
So right now, I actually just came through about 10 minutes ago. Sunisa Lee, a USA gymnast, has actually just won gold in the women's all-around competition.
Congrats.
So, Team USA, we're doing what we can do best.
Doing their thing.
That's actually what Simone Biles was going. Simone Biles was the favorite to win there. So, it's good to see her teammates, she being a great teammate, supporting her team.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny, next time, if we ever have like a breaking sports report, I feel like we need to have like a ESPN like jingle or something. Just like that'd be so much fun.
It'll be nice.
Or we should have like a ticker on the bottom of our news show. I don't know. That's probably not in the budget at all, but
yeah, it's probably definitely not in the budget.
Yeah. But just imagine us having a ticker, a morning buzz ticker. That would make me so happy. But we're going to move on. Cam, you want to take it away with our next story?
Yeah, I'll take it away. So right now, the Wu-Tang Clan album sales pay off Martin Shkreli's court debt. An unreleased Wu-Tang Clan album forfeited by Martin Shkreli after his securities fraud conviction was sold for an undisclosed sum, though prosecutors said it was enough to fully satisfy the rest of what he owed on a $7.4 million forfeiture order he faced after his 2018 sentencing. He was prosecuted after he gained fame in 2015 after he boosted by 5,000% the price of Daprium, a previously cheap drug to treat toxoplasms, a parasitic infection that can be fatal to people with the AIDS virus or other immune system disorders. Shkreli once said that he paid $2 million in 2015 at an auction for Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, a 31-track double album made by Wu-Tang Clan. Quote, with today's sale of this one-of-a-kind album, his payment of the forfeiture is now complete. Acting U.S. Attorney Jacqueline M. Kosalis in Brooklyn said in a release. Authorities said the sales of this contract for the album contain confidentiality provisions that protect information relating to the buyer's price. Shkreli's lawyer, Brianne E. Murphy, said she spoke with Shkreli late Tuesday and said he was, quote, pleased with the sale price and ripped ODB. Shkreli's 38 years old, is scheduled for a release in October 2022 after serving a 7-year prison sentence. Well, honestly, RMP to ODB, Old Dirty. I don't think I'm allowed to say the word on air.
Maybe not. No.
Yeah, definitely not allowed to say it. But that's dope of Wu-Tang Clan to be able to pay off my man's debt. That's why I love Wu-Tang.
I don't know if I want them to be paying off his debt. This is a very shady person who raised the price of a very cheap drug and made a lot of money. And now he's serving, hopefully, all of his prison sentence in jail. But I wonder how much the album was sold for. Isn't that interesting that like no one can know how much it sold for or who bought it?
Yeah, like that's tough.
You just got to discover it one day. Like maybe you accidentally land up in this guy's house. And he's like, hey, by the way, I was the one that bought this album. Like, that's crazy. And to think that also 31 track album.
Yo, that's what Wu-Tang does.
That's absurd.
Wu-Tang. I love Wu-Tang. I think they had a few albums that were like, I think like 18 tracks.
31. That's a whole movie.
Yeah, that's a lot of songs right there. It's like, a typical. Actually, I think that's how my playlist is nowadays. I have one playlist that's like that many songs.
A playlist is fine because I feel like it's different artists, But I don't want to listen to the same guys for the 31 tracks.
I mean, here's the thing: Wu-Tang is still, Wu-Tang.
Yeah, hey, respect to them. They worked hard on this album, but I'm just saying, maybe we could have made it like a 15 tracker, because 31's a bit absurd.
Yo, go hard or go home. That's the way they see it.
Would you guys buy any albums from that was 31 songs long?
Oh, Wu-Tang Clan?
Not counting Wu-Tang Clan. Anyone?
Yeah, some artists I would.
Who would you?
Probably Harry Styles, if I'm being honest.
Oh, Harry Styles.
That's valid.
Okay.
For me, Alan Silvestri. If you know me, I'm a big Marvel guy. I actually have this little doohickey right here.
Oh, so, cool.
I'm a big Marvel guy, and he was the guy that's kind of composed all the music for the Marvel movies. I mean, it doesn't count because
soundtrack
doesn't count because there's no vocals, but
But just like the score is that?
Yeah, the score.
Okay.
I love the score.
I will say the music in those movies are really great.
This is my personal recommendation. If you guys want to get a good workout, you also have to do this, but listen to Marvel music. Mwah, fire.
That'd be hilarious. I'm running to the Avengers theme song.
It makes a difference. You feel like a superhero.
But also, let's not forget that this is the most expensive piece of music ever sold. Isn't that crazy?
I can believe it.
Of all people you would expect, though, I would never guess Wu-Tang Clan. They wouldn't even be in my top 10 of guesses, actually. And the fact that they are, shout out to them.
I would have guessed Kanye first to do something like this.
I would have guessed
I would have guessed someone
Elvis.
from I was gonna say a really old time singer, like the Rolling Stones or someone maybe.
Yeah. My second guess would be Michael Jackson, an exclusive first copy of the Thriller album maybe could have sold for that kind of price.
Oh no, I'm saying just that's just how Kanye would do some for
Kanye's living in what is it, the Georgia Dome, whatever they call it now.
Don't even know.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that's what it is.
He still hasn't dropped the album, so we're still waiting on that.
He's just gonna drop it in 3
People
months.
have been going to sports games and taking pictures of him there waiting for his album.
It's hilarious. He's just casually living in a whole stadium. And the picture of his room came out, and I was like, what is Kanye doing right now? He's in a different planet. But whatever helps him finish the album. I don't know how great the acoustics are to be working on an album in that kind of stadium is. I'd imagine there's a pretty big echo at some point. But he's doing it, and the album's probably gonna get done at some point. And I don't. Are you guys Kanye fans or not?
Moderate.
Yeah. When I heard he was dropping the album, I was like, all right. I might listen to it, a couple tracks, but
yeah, I wouldn't listen to a few songs off the album. I wouldn't go to his album listen party though, but I'm gonna listen to it.
No, but I would expect that to sell. I think Kanye's probably doing something like this. That's why the album hasn't officially dropped. He probably has one copy and trying to. He says, "Oh, Wu-Tang did this. All right, well, he's scheming. He's
Let me one up it. It's exclusive on Patreon now. Yeah, that's how you can only get the album, or you buy the brand new Kanye West streaming service. I think that's his next step at this point.
We're not sponsored by Kanye, yes, at all, so we should not be talking about.
No, I would never even want to be sponsored by Kanye. But yeah, his shoes are also very ugly in my opinion. I don't like Yeezys at all.
They're okay. They're okay. You gotta get the right color. That's what it is for me. You gotta get the right color for Yeezys. That's what. They just came through.
Surprisingly.
Cool, but in my opinion, they kind of look like socks with shoelaces on them.
There it is. See, there it is. It's I just can't wear them outdoors. There's that, and I feel also I'm not a big fan of Jordans either, of shoes either. I think they're kind of overrated design wise. They're too blocky for me. But enough shoe talk. I think we could transition into more news. As Senate votes to move forward with the bipartisan infrastructure bill. After weeks of negotiation, the Senate approves a $550 billion bill. The focus is to improve infrastructure projects across the country. The vote was a total of 67 to 32, including 17 Republicans voting in favor of the bill. Unfortunately, there is still no plan on how to pay for it, as the Democrats do not want to raise gas prices and Republicans do not want to tax on the wealthy. The breakdown is $40 billion for bridge repairs, replacement, and rehabilitation, $66 billion in investments in Amtrak passenger rails, $39 billion for modernizing public transit and improving access for the elderly and people with disabilities, $55 billion for clean water investments, $65 billion in broadband internet deployment, $7.5 billion to build electric vehicles chargers nationwide. President Joe Biden says the deal signals to the world that our democracy can function, deliver, and do big things, as we did with the Transcontinental Railroad and the Interstate Highway. We will once again transform America and propel us into the future. That is actually very interesting news, and I'm very excited to hear more money going into public transit, because as a former daily pretty much train rider into my ways to Montclair State before I got a car, sometimes the train can be ridiculous, especially if you have the app, or if you look at the board, they'll be like, all right, your train is coming in 8:43. Suddenly it's like 8:26 and somehow your train is already early, or your train is extremely late and they have no signal of like when it's going to be late or early. So hopefully they can figure that problem out, because the whole time's like you just have to be at your train station like an hour early. And what sucked for me is like I had to like walk to the train station as well from where I live. So it'd be like an hour walk, and then it would be getting onto the train and then hoping my train arrives at the current time. But yeah, so the struggles of a transit person, I don't know if you guys are into transit like that, but they could really fix New Jersey Transit at some point, please.
Yeah, I was not an everyday user, but I used to go back and forth on the weekends. It wasn't fun. Oh my God. And the worst was I live so far away from campus that I would have to take 2 trains, so transfer and Secaucus. And sometimes the 2 trains don't line up, so you would just be sitting there for like waiting for the next train, and it wouldn't come for a while, or it would have already left the station. And it's like, well, you told me I'm supposed to connect. Why are you getting rid of the train so early?
Nah, see, I had something like I live, 2 hours away from campus by car. So for me, before I got my car, I had to, catch the train, go from Montclair stations to Secaucus to Trenton to take the river line down to Camden. It was this whole process. I was like, yikes. And it like if I missed the train, shoot, and I had all this stuff with me, it was over. And there was one time I had to pick up one of my friends from Newark Penn. That just waiting in Newark Penn, it took so long. I couldn't even find it. Like I'm like, bro.
It feels like an airport sometimes.
It really is. It's just so busy.
Yeah, it's insane.
It really is. So that's my thought on at least NJ Transit. But is there anything else on this list that you guys are excited to see, excited to hopefully rebuild anything in there?
Oh, yeah, definitely 2 things. Definitely one, the clean water, because everybody, honestly, I feel as though everybody deserves clean water in the world.
Controversial opinion.
It is controversial opinion, of course. It's nice to see that America's taking that step to look out for their U.S. citizens, to get them the resource that they need. For us being a first world country, it's how it is. Like I feel as though that everybody needs water. I drink water every day. Actually, I have water right on my side. When we go on breaks, and I'm definitely gonna down that water. But that's not the point. Clean water, that's good to have, and broadband and internet, because we in a technological world we live in, we all need some high-speed internet.
Ali, anything there you're excited to? Water perhaps as well.
I was gonna say the water is I'm glad they're putting that, 55 billion, that's a decent amount of money. I'm glad they're putting that toward clean water. I was also saying I'm interested in them building the electric vehicle chargers around the country, because like from what I understand right now, in some places, like it's free to do electric charging for your cars. So I was wondering, like, if as they build more electric chargers, like, are they gonna put a price tag on it? Like, are they gonna start charging people as more people start like getting these electric cars? You know what I mean?
I would hope not.
I wouldn't see why they would. Honestly, it's because
it would make them money. And they
I get that.
love money.
I get. They will make
Yeah.
enough
If
money
they
to
could
pay off
charge you for
debts.
anything at one point, they're gonna charge you.
No, but
Yeah.
the USA, if you're listening, do not do this. But yeah.
Please.
But yeah, I'm thinking like having us be able to have electric cars. There's not that many charging stations that I've seen around here. I think I saw about like 15 total. So to be able to have more leeway with electric charging stations, like, oh, that's lit.
Yeah, I think that's a great opinions from both you guys. But we need a little recharge action going here for us three. Wow, I feel like pat on the back for me. We're gonna head into break. We're gonna come back, maybe some stories, perhaps even an interview, guys. So stay tuned for some more Morning Buzz content. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that nice little break in between. Maybe catch a tan, just like that seagull did. That was, Josh had some wild things like that. Very interesting. Cam, you're dancing. What's going on over there?
I'm saying that the music with the last one, it was very very dance like.
Could that be in the Avengers soundtrack? Are you gonna add it into your playlist?
Oh, it's been on the playlist. But yes, I think I got to talk to Josh about that song because it was a really relaxing vibe.
It really was. Hey, my little ad thing played before. Now, I worked pretty decently hard on that. But we're going to be talking about something a little more interesting than me, and that is because of something going on with Disney. Cam, tell us what's happening at Disney.
So right now with Disney, Disney is requiring masks indoors. The company announced on Wednesday that it was adapting its health and safety guidelines based on, quote, guidance from health and government officials. Employees and guests 2 years and up must wear masks, quote, regarding a vaccination status, according to Disney. It is not the first company that is making a hard stance against the new Delta variant of COVID-19, as Google and Facebook are requiring all of their employees to get vaccinated prior before returning to work. This is coming from the CDC after they recommended vaccinated individuals to be masked up on Monday. The Orange County, where Disney World is located, is in a, quote, crisis mode, according to County Mayor Jerry Demings. Quote, these numbers are extraordinary. We're seeing nearly 1,000 new cases in Orange County daily. Those are the numbers we saw at the highest peak last year, Demings also said.
I mean, given what's been going on recently, this really is no surprise, considering the state of the world. Contrary to popular belief that many people seem to have, turns out COVID's not over. As much as we want it to be, still exists, and it's getting stronger again. So please mask up, people. Your friendly neighborhood Isaiah is really asking you, just put on your mask, even if you're vaccinated. Help a brother out. I don't want to go back into like a lockdown or anything. Just be responsible. It's not really that hard to do. You could take it off when you get out of the building. Come on, just be a friend. Be a friend. We're not asking that much.
Listen, Disney owns Marvel, so be a hero. You got to be a hero.
Be a hero.
Got to throw that in there.
Thank you for that, Cam.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised when I read this because I was like, because there's still, if you think about it, there's so many people from around the country and even the world that like go to Disney to vacation. So it's like kind of dangerous to be having all these people who aren't even, some of them aren't vaccinated for whatever reason, whether it be they have a medical reason or they just don't want it. And it, people don't realize that this Delta variant and like the new Gamma variant too that's coming out. It's like
Gamma variant.
Yeah, there's a Gamma variant. I heard. I could be mixing up the letters.
Spoilers. I didn't even hear about this.
I didn't hear about this one either.
It's one of those. It's another one of the Greek letters. I'm pretty sure it's Gamma, but it's like Greek week almost. But no, it's just I'm not surprised Disney has done this, and I say good for them for keeping all their guests safe, whether or not they want to be vaccinated.
Also, seeing 1,000 cases daily, I wouldn't say that's alarming. I want to say that's scary, but then again, it's Florida. Florida slander. That's how, like, that's just, yes, it's terrifying, but at the same time, look at the state it's
One can
in.
handle it. Florida can handle it.
Yeah, they'll be all right. But yeah, seriously though, all seriousness, no, no. Hopefully that you guys are okay down there in Florida. It's crazy, but no, it's this hope nothing but the best for you guys.
Yeah, echoing what Ali said, definitely shout out to you, Disney, for kind of taking like initiative, I guess, to at least enforce the mask mandate again, because I know some states still aren't doing that, obviously. And I think it's just very important that people take precautions, especially at high traffic places like Disney. Like you got 1,000 people next to you. Like even if it wasn't mandated, I'd be like, I'm still wearing my mask, man. I don't know what, like I'm vaccinated, but I don't know what that guy's up to. Especially in Florida, as you said, Cam. We don't know what these people have been doing, but they're a different breed of people. So definitely wear a mask if you're going to be at Disney is what I would recommend.
Also comparing that, yesterday New Jersey even said that they don't want to mandate mask wearing in indoor places, but it's recommended, because at the same time, if you go down to the Jersey Shore, where are all those people from? Literally around the East Coast, really, and you don't know where they're at. You don't know what their story is, so it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's just called being smart. I feel just. Why take the risk? Just put on a mask, man.
As a classic quote is, don't rather be safe than sorry.
There you go. There you go. Have you guys ever been to Disney, by the way?
One time.
Yes.
One time? I've never been to Disney. What is it like? Fun?
Ooh, magical.
It was
wow.
I wanted to honestly, I'm saying like that. And I went to Disney the whole week we were down there. Like the atmosphere overall, it was like Alex said, it was magical. I felt like it felt just so giddy.
I've only seen it like in a few times in like movies, so maybe one day I'll get to go. But we're gonna move in to probably one of the most absurd stories. I love to have stories like this on the show because it just warms your heart. As a woman convicted of swapping pebbles for gems in a London heist, Lulu, shout out to Lulu. Lakatos, age 60, secretly swapped 7 pebbles for 4.2 million pounds, which is $5.7 million US, worth of diamonds, has been sent to prison for her role in a heist at a luxury jewelry store in London's Tony Mayfair district. She was sentenced on Wednesday to 5.5 years in prison after a jury at a Southwark Crown Court in London found her guilty of conspiracy to steal. Lakatos was part of an international gang that fled to France after stealing diamonds from Boodles on New Bond Street on March 10, 2016. The gems haven't been recovered. She posed as a gem expert named Anna. After she inspected the 7 gems, they were individually wrapped and placed in a locked bag that was supposed to be held in the jewelry's vault until payment was received. But after raising suspicion of Lakatos, the bag was x-rayed and the store discovered nothing but 7 ordinary pebbles a day later. She had used a distraction to swap the bags containing the diamonds for an identical one containing the pebbles before it was locked in the vault, according to the security camera video released by the police. After leaving the store, Lakatos handed the bag containing the diamonds to one of her female accomplices before ditching the long coat, hat, and scarf she wore as a disguise and boarding a high-speed Eurostar train to France. This is hilarious.
First off, Lulu, respect to you because I needed a good laugh this morning. This is probably the greatest thing I have ever heard all day. I think actually all week. All week, this might be the best thing I've heard all day. All week. Let me rephrase it. For you to walk into a jewelry to steal some jewels, and you just say, all right, on some Indiana Jones type stuff, little swap action. Now it's just like, Lulu, God bless your heart. You're in jail, but God bless your heart.
No, that wasn't Lulu. That was Anna. Her secret identity name.
Anna.
Of all names to pick, Lulu, like you had a pretty decent name already. Lulu sounds cool. Sounds, mystery. Like she's about that action. But Anna's not stealing nothing.
Anna's a sweetheart. That's what it is.
This is hilarious though.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny too, because the entire time because she's 60, I was just picturing like a grandma doing this the entire time. Like she's in an international gang at 60 years old. She's had a wild life. Good for her.
For real. If you click the link, they actually have a picture of her mugshot. So feel free to check her out.
There's no way.
She looks hilarious, and I say that respectfully, of course, but she does look very much just like a made-up character, I feel. In this whole thing doesn't feel real to me. Also, I feel like Mia really could have helped us in this situation. Where's Mia at?
Oh my gosh.
Yo, she
Also,
looks
like, did she just like take the I don't know how she got away with it. I feel like that's like, I don't know. I feel like she did a lot. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would have been easy for the workers to catch her, and they just didn't.
Right?
Maybe that's just me.
You know, she's part of
She
this
did a
gang,
lot.
so I'm assuming this isn't her first heist.
offense.
So
Yeah,
she must
definitely.
have the expertise. Maybe it's because she doesn't look expecting, you know? They're like, oh, it's just an old lady, like we're not gonna really keep tabs on her or something. But the fact that she was able to get away, like you said, is a little shocking to me, because it's not like there's no way she's got the turbos or anything. Like I'm sure anyone could chase her down.
I think a lot of people can pass her if they're trying to outrun.
And they just noticed a day later. Like it took a whole day and be like, that lady was kind of suspicious, actually. Let me see if we still got these diamonds. Like, oh God, I'm getting fired today.
Honestly, respect to saying Lulu, that's legendary.
Honestly, I feel like Lulu's sentence should be just deleted. She she should be like military or something at this point, because she almost pulled off successfully a heist.
If I'm 6 years old, I definitely would not be doing that. But that's one way to keep active. That is one way to keep active. I'm just saying that is a great way to keep active.
Being on the run, that's not a possible career for you. You don't want to get into heist.
Oh no, I don't want to get into heist. Partially because the government. I'm not planning on doing anything. I swear, I'm not doing.
FBI. I swear, I'm not gonna rob.
I swear. It's just like I don't want to be involved. See my mugshot looking like that when I'm in 40 years. When I'm 60.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Cam. I don't think this is a career path for me either by the time I'm 60. But hey, Lulu, if you're doing this at 60, more power to you. That's Simone Biles-esque. That's LeBron James-esque. She might be the GOAT in her later years, but she's still killing the heist game.
Killing the game. She's killing the heist game, like you said.
I would love if there was a movie about her, because I would watch that immediately.
I would too.
I know.
Somebody, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max.
And Netflix has to get on this. Yeah.
No.
Yes. And here's the thing. I want two versions. I want a live action recreation of it where it's just pure art. And then I need her perspective, like her whole mindset, her whole gang, in a sit down interview for like 4 parts. I need to know all the details and how all of them got to this point in life and how they almost pulled off the heist of a century. It needs to happen, Netflix. So if you're hearing it, get in touch with my girl Lulu.
They're sitting there, talking about it one day over some tea, and said, "Hey, y'all want some diamonds? Yeah, let's get some diamonds. Let's get it done."
That'd be hilarious. I think that would be even funnier if none of them had any experience in heist. They're just like, today's kind of boring. You feel like you get a little dangerous? I dare you to go steal some diamonds.
Woke up and chose danger.
All kinds of danger. But I feel like we've said what we could about Lulu, and we're going to move on to Colorado, guys. Great state. Things might get a little smoky over there. But Cam, you want to lead the way on this story?
Yep. Bull moose removed from Colorado parking garage. Wildlife officials in Colorado say a large bull moose was tranquilized and relocated after wandering into the ground floor level of a parking garage. Wildlife officials say the moose has been spotted frequently in the inside area parking garage during the preceding 10 days, likely drawn from residual salts from the de-icing agents used on the upper floors. Duval said the decision to relocate the moose came after officials determined it was becoming accustomed to the area and seemed unlikely to leave on its own. Quote, the move was not electing to spend time elsewhere, but now people can be at ease walking to work through the garage, and the moose will be moved to a more appropriate habitat, Duval says. The moose was released in a remote area outside of Craig, Colorado.
Why do we always have the most weirdest animal stories on Thursday?
Yo, last week was that bear.
The bear is legendary.
The
That still
bear
lives in
is
my head.
iconic. But this week it's the moose. Are you kidding? Yo, honestly, I could not have said. I try to read it as the straight face as possibly could, but like this.
Yeah, more power to you, Cam. You managed to hold the character, and as soon as you finished Craig, Colorado, it was a wrap. It all hit you. Like,
Yo,
I really just told a story about a moose inside of a parking garage.
How does it manage to find a way to get inside the parking garage?
You know, and
Like-
just live there, just chilling.
He just needs to park his car. Like,
For real? Oh, you're
I
right.
guess. I guess the moose is like, well, it's not. It's no the weather. I have no weather right here. I guess spend the night or something.
Like,
Next thing
okay,
you know-
they got amenities in here, free Wi-Fi. I can get down with this.
Oh, is that a vending machine over there? What's up? They had the eats right there. It's a moose, so they probably went to the bathroom probably in a corner.
You know what's the
Probably.
weirdest part about this as we're explaining possible moose scenarios is that I'm imagining this moose is also wearing like a tie for some reason, and he's got like a whole work uniform on. He's just like getting out of his like Prius or something, and he's like, just another day at work in a moose's life.
Moose working 9 to 5.
He's a real one. He's all about getting that business done.
Moose had a meeting. Said, all right, well,
Parent teacher
Time.
conference for the moose.
imagine like trying to pull into a parking spot. You think it's open, and you like pull in a little bit closer, and you just look, and you're like, oh no, never mind. There's a moose there.
it's like,
Like-
nah, bro.
I'm not winning
Nah.
this battle. You can have the spot. I'm good.
Nah, bro.
There's just like some animals you should not challenge. Moose, one of them.
No.
You said it. Nah, I'm here. I'm here, dog. Right here with it. Nope.
Right. All right. Listen, you could take this whole floor actually in this parking garage. I'll just go the next floor.
Now, do you even
The
know how
elevator.
big? Have you ever seen how big a moose is actually?
Yeah, they're big.
They're
huge.
enormous. They are enormous.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not messing with any
Like-
moose.
Yo,
Did he like break any cars? Like realistically, did he like hit any mirrors or anything?
I would not be surprised.
I would
I would not
imagine
be
he
surprised.
probably scratched a couple. I would think. Well, maybe he's
I'd be
polite. Maybe he's just
mad.
walking in the middle. He's like, I kind of like
Maybe.
this little stroll.
Nice little breeze. Elevation was, feeling great with the elevation. That is probably the most bizarre thing I've heard, but I'm not putting. It's not out of the ordinary. At least on the
No.
morning buzz.
No,
Definitely not
that's
on
actually
the
pretty normal for morning buzz.
morning buzz. It's another Thursday. It's really
Yeah,
another
I mean,
Thursday.
what hasn't happened in a parking garage at this point? Also,
Imagine-
parking garage is very clutch because I don't know if you guys have ever tried parking in just like Montclair before, but it is impossible to get a parking spot. And I like people were honking at me. I'm like, bro, if I can only go right, I'm gonna go right. It's like I don't know what you're honking at me. It's like I
Yeah,
can't
like-
just teleport. So that's why I love and hate like cities. It's just like sometimes I just love walking around in the city, and other times I'm like, I could just never drive in a city consistently. Well, we're gonna move on to probably the final story of the day, because as much as we could keep talking about moose or mooses, I don't know what
Or
plural
meese.
moose Mises.
I think it's
Meese.
moose. I think it's
Meese.
is it meese?
I don't
No, I don't know. I was joking. Oh,
Look at us. We know all the things. But a mom has interrupted her son as he proposes to his girlfriend and tells him not to do it. And as soon as our ghost of Kenny put this into our thing, I was like, we need to talk about this as soon as possible. So we've all heard stories about interfering mother-in-laws pulling the strings behind the scenes of their sons' relationships. But surely none of them would have the gall to stop their son from getting down on one knee mid-proposal. Well, apparently some will. In fact, one man managed to capture the moment. He was about to propose to his then girlfriend when his mom stepped in and quite literally told him no. But just as Dan reached into his pocket and prepared himself to go on the floor, his mom can be heard shouting, "No, no, no." So what does he do? He walks away? My dad didn't know what to do, so he just kept recording. he wrote alongside the clip, yep, it doesn't get more awkward than that. What in the world is this story, Kenny? This is so sad. And he just walked away too. That's, oh my God. This is
Why did the dad keep recording?
That is a very great question. At some point, you just gotta put the phone down.
Yo, I kid you not. If I was to know somebody who was going to propose, I didn't see their mom say, no. I would lose it laughing.
Bro.
Actually, no,
I would start laughing.
I know one person. I actually know one of my friends would, I know one person that has a mom that would do something like this too. I'm not gonna say any names, but
exposure.
Shout out Eric Donatov. That's one of my best friends at school. Shout out Eric Donatov. If you're listening to this, you know it's true. But that is some next level stuff right there.
Wow.
You would think it's like, oh well, my son, he finally has a girl I love. Well, finally found a girl he loves, but it's like, yeah, I don't like her. No.
Here's
imagine the girl's reaction. Like,
I know
how
that's what I
awkward
was
that would
thinking.
be.
Yo, that's probably why it's a then girlfriend now. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
I'm sure she could
Wouldn't
tell.
be
Like,
able to
her,
stay
the
after
mom.
that.
It's like the mom probably wasn't a big fan of her, and she probably could already tell that, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that the mom was so vocal in saying no. Also, here's the main point I want to get to here. Public proposals are just never a good idea, guys.
No.
Stop doing them because they always end up bad. And anytime they do end up right, I'm always just like, well, that was stupid. Should have said no. But it's just, when have you ever seen like a successful public proposal? Like at this point, it's like the success rate has got to be like 1 out of 10.
I personally probably seen like what, 3?
Yeah, I always just feel sad when I watch them. Just like, bro, why did we do this in public? Like, you can go to a nice restaurant, go to like a nice scenic view at night where it's just you two. Stop adding everyone else into it, because there's a high possibility that either she freezes up and doesn't know what to say, or she's just like, maybe, I don't know, I don't like you that much right now, I don't want to marry you. It's just like there's so many things that could go wrong and will go wrong. So from here on out, can we stop doing public proposals? Like, I will never ever get on my knees in public. No way. Because I know, if anything, that'd be hilarious if someone was trolling like their to-be husband in that way. It's like, actually, I now walk away and then come back and say, I was just messing with you. Like, I feel like if so, like, how would you react?
Actually, what about that? Bring up. Well, how would you feel if she said, if the girlfriend said no altogether? Like, what happens? Like, is relationship over at that point? Like, what's up with that?
It's just never a good idea. Even if you're in front of family too. Stop it, because it's gonna go wrong, and they're always gonna remember this moment where you got rejected and everyone saw it. Stop the public proposals.
Here's the thing: it's if you have friends too, like how your best friends always joke around with you. They'll never let you live that down. They'll never let you live that down. Not one bit.
That's forever.
You can be married with kids in like years ahead. It's like, oh, remember that one time? Remember you had your trying to propose in public. And you got
remember when you were heartbroken in front of everyone, and we saw your soul die in front of us.
And also like if I'm gonna bring it back to Disney. If you go to Disney or someplace,
oh my God,
I see that. It's nice and all, like it's that dream, but like if they say no, all those eyes from around the world that see that, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
I've seen failed Disney proposals too, and it's so uncomfortable because everyone wants it to work, obviously, but then it's just like everyone's just sitting. It's so awkward because you don't know how to respond. You're just like, okay, I guess I'll go on the next ride.
Here's the thing. No. If it's a failed Disney proposal, you got to leave the park. You have to leave. You have to leave the state of. You have to leave the state of Florida. Forget the park. You got to go back home. You don't have to go home. You just can't stay here. You got to go. You got to go. Change your identity.
Kicking people out.
Change your identity. Change everything about you, because No, you have all those eyes around the world. They see what you did and see how you failed. It's like, yeah, at that point, just you gotta leave, bro. You have to go. You gotta get out of there.
Oh my god. I just think it's, what's also funny, the fact that it's clearly like a story from the UK, and just the accent in general just makes it funnier. It's like, no. It's just,
Oh my gosh.
accents are hilarious and always add a little more comedy to the situation. But hey, guys,
Especially British ones.
we've had quite a special show. I just want to thank you guys once again for your great sportscast and newscast. Kenny the Ghost holding it down behind the scenes, keeping us going with extra stories. I've been Isaias Ramirez, your host, and tomorrow actually is going to be a compilation show of all the best Morning Buzz clips throughout the week. Shout out to our editor who makes it every week. I'm sure it's hard, tumultuous. I think that's a word. I probably pronounced it wrong. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. But anyways, guys, enjoy your Thursday. Power into a Friday. We're almost at the weekend. And until next time, you can have a great day. Bye, guys.